So yesterday, during a moment of weakness, I made a post on the community channel confessing, telling everybody, professing my struggles, my battle, daily battle with depression. Basically what happened is I was having a moment of weakness, as people with depression have, moments of weakness, moments of irrationality, moments where they feel like everything is dark, everything is gray, color is gone, and what is the point? It is hopeless. And that's that old demon, that's depression, sitting on you, weighing on you. It is a thick black smoke that gets into every crack and crevice it can find in you to exploit it and make you feel useless, like you're garbage, like you have nothing to offer the world and your fellow human being. That's depression right there, the hopelessness, the despair. And I was having a moment like that yesterday, because that's what it is when you have depression. And any form of depression, I want to back up, is important to take seriously, whether it's dysthymia, which is persistent depressive disorder, which means that low hum, that darkness never goes away no matter what you do. It's persistent. It's always there. Whether it's manic depression, so you have periods of extreme high and then extreme low. Whether you're, I think, bipolar, I believe that's a different kind. I was diagnosed with bipolar when I was 14, but anyway, no matter what kind of depression you have, for whatever reason, whether it is something that is related to circumstance, or whether it's a brain injury, or whether it's something you were born with and it's just always been there, it all needs to be taken just as seriously. And the people experiencing it are all just as important. Their voices need to be heard. The problem is, a lot of time people don't speak up. If you don't speak up, then your voice can't be heard. If your voice isn't heard, then no one can support you, and you cannot add your voice to support them. But so I had a moment of weakness, and I felt weak. I felt like what was the point of anything? And this is common. I do go through this. And I would usually contact my wife, because where she works, they allow her to have her cell phone on at all times. Not just her. It's not just for me. It's everybody. Everybody that works there is allowed to have their cell phone on at all times. But she was in a meeting, and she couldn't answer me back within a few minutes. And you know how it is if you're someone that suffers with depression, you get irrational, and time doesn't pass the same way. You feel things at a different intensity. It's what happens when you're going through a deep episode. And so I didn't know what to do. I was just sitting here at my desk with the chair reclined, looking up at the ceiling, with my phone in my hand, crying. And I made the message in the community. Not because I was looking necessarily for anything, but I know for a fact that usually when content creators who don't have a channel that's based on their personal life, when they share their personal life like that, quite often people get upset. Like, we didn't come here for this. And I get that. I totally get it. So I didn't know what to expect. I wasn't expecting anything. I just wanted to say something. I just wanted to raise my voice and get it out there and tell someone, regardless of the trepidation that I felt about 2 minutes after I posted it. And in the end, I was surprised. I mean, partially. You guys were really supportive. And that was wonderful. I wasn't surprised about that, because I say it all the time. We do have a really good comment section community here. People that talk to each other and are respectful, which means I really probably shouldn't have as much anxiety as I do about the comment section, but I do. That's the depression and the anxiety right there. But I was also surprised that so many people spoke up. And in trying to support me, in trying to make me feel supported and loved and important, you voiced yourself as people that have depression. Some of you voiced yourself that you battled it or you are battling it. And I feel like me opening my mouth and saying something encouraged others to open up their mouths and to confess and to say, to tell, rather than keeping things bottled up. And I feel like, for one, I obviously benefited from speaking up. And depression doesn't want you to speak up. Your depression wants you to stay quiet. It wants you to think that nobody cares. That's the depression talking. It wants you to think that nobody's ever experienced this and no one will miss you when you're gone, and that everything you're doing is useless and pointless and will come to no avail, even in the temporary. But that's not necessarily true. And we proved that wrong yesterday, because so many of you, in trying to help me, helped others. And I was able to help you while trying to help myself because we spoke, we talked. And people felt better, just confessing it, just saying it. All of our little tiny lights added to the sum total of light, and we were a bright light in that comment section. So, I think from this, coming out of this, I think if I came out of this with one thought, aside from thank you, it's don't stay silent. Because you're not alone, and there's always other people that are going through or have gone through what you're going through. Depression is not something that is a simply unique to one person thing. So many of us go through it. No matter what the kind, they're all just as bad. They need to be talked about. We need to support each other. And you can't get support, nor can you support someone else if you don't say anything. Don't be afraid. Don't be ashamed. Fear not their judgments. A lot of people don't understand depression, how it works, what it is. A lot of people think that you can just go for a run or go to the gym and the depression goes away and it's all in your head. When technically it is in your head, but it's not as simple as go for a run, go to the beach. Listen, I create videos that I feel, the ones that I put lots of time into, I feel like they're banging videos. Once I upload it, I'm back to normal. It's all back to the same. I have to keep myself busy. But talking, having a conversation, opening my mouth, regardless of the people that don't understand, regardless of the shame and the stigma that has been attached to admitting it and talking about it. It's opening up that we find our strength together rather than alone. Because depression divides us, separates us, gets us alone, and kills us. But if we're unified and we stay together, and we say, no, I'm not going to be ashamed, I'm not going to be afraid, I'm not going to be filled with trepidation, then depression, I believe, has less power. And we can battle that horrible, dark, evil dragon of the dark together. While we battle it individually, we can battle it together and support each other. So, thank you, everybody, for all the support I got with that message, and I really hope and I am thankful that it was able to help other people as well. Just thank you. All right, guys. Bye for now. Have a DC day. Take care.